Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dark Phoenix Gaming, and welcome to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Now, if you're watching this, it means my Let's Play of Mass Effect 2 is finished, and this is going to be what takes its place. And if you've been on the channel for at least a couple of years, then you'll know I did a Let's Play of Assassin's Creed 2 back in like 2018, 2019. I don't remember the date off the top of my head, but yeah, I did one of those. But also, Assassin's Creed is actually pretty closely tied up with the heritage, if you want to call it that, of this channel, because the original Assassin's Creed was actually the first Let's Play I ever finished, and second I ever started on this channel. And I've said for a long time that I wanted to play through the entire Assassin's Creed series, to start getting up to the more modern games, but I can't play nothing but Assassin's Creed. I would get bored of that. Plus, there are tons of other games I would rather play, so I'm just sort of sprinkling the series in here and there. So it happens bit by bit, and we just so happen to have reached a point where recording Brotherhood felt like a good thing to me. Now, before we get started, and please ignore the cutscene playing in the background, I'm going to try to do that as well, and not let it interrupt me, as I didn't really succeed with in my Assassin's Creed 2 intro. Anyways, there's a few things I want to cover, just so you know what kind of playthrough this is going to be, and hopefully that can help you decide if it's the sort of thing you want to watch. So, this is not a blind run. As anyone who's been on the channel for a while knows, I've played every Assassin's Creed game up to and including Revelations all the way through, and I've played about half Assassin's Creed. So this is very much not blind. And the way I'm going to be playing, I'm not going to be making all kinds of terrible jokes or anything, just for the sake of it. I like to take these playthroughs seriously and inject my own bits of story into it. I feel like that makes things a whole lot better. So that's how I'm going to be doing things. In Assassin's Creed 2, I try to avoid killing guards when possible, because those guards are really just doing their jobs. But, to my knowledge, the guards in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, well, they're basically Templars. So I'm going to be even less merciful towards the guards, and a lot more of them are going to die. So, just bear this in mind for the game. And this is also the point in Assassin's Creed, you may recall if you played the series, where they sort of started to discard the notion that things should be excessively challenging, and just started piling on more and more abilities, because the focus became more about making you feel like a badass, rather than giving you excess challenges, which I like feeling like a badass in these games, so I'm not going to complain about that. Also, if you've been with this channel for a while, you will know I like to record in what I call long-form content. So my episodes typically are around the 1 hour mark. So if you don't like long videos and can't stand having to pause and come back later, this is probably not for you. But that's just how I like doing things, because I feel like the longer episode lets me add to the narrative and give it a bigger story feel than if I was to do 20 or 25-minute episodes like I used to back when this channel started. But now, the last thing you need to know before we start out is I'm playing this with an Xbox 360 controller. Just because, in general, I find the 360 controller lets me control things a lot better and not lose control of the camera and such. So that's the reason where I'm going with that. Also, because I am recording this, the Xbox controller also means there's not constant key clicking being picked up by my microphone, which I deal with it in a lot of games, but if I have the opportunity to avoid it, I will try to go for that some of the time. So that's why I'm going for that. But before we get going, yeah, I have to check that the subtitles are on, and indeed they are. Okay, and all my graphical settings are set on the maximum. So, there's no reason to reconfigure any of those. And subtitles are on. So we're going into the story mode. I was never really much of a fan of the multiplayer in Assassin's Creed, to be honest. I tend to just ignore it. Story mode, we will create a new game. And I'll just stick with Desmond as the name. I don't mind telling you, I really am looking forward to this. The last time I played Brotherhood was a couple of years ago, so I probably don't remember the story especially well, though I could be wrong.
I don't think anyone ever expects to wake up one morning and find themselves caught in the middle of a war between two secret organizations. I know I didn't. But here I am. On one side are the Templars, better known these days as Abstergo Industries. They're in the business of control. Politics, economics, technology. They won't stop until every single one of us serves them. Literally. Fighting against them are the Assassins, a group dedicated to safeguarding humanity's free will. I was born into the Brotherhood. A couple of weeks ago, the Templars found me. They took me prisoner, strapped me into a machine they built and put me to work. It's called an Animus. And it's where I spent most of my time. Exploring the memories of my ancestors, discovering entire lives locked deep inside my DNA. First, I revisited the life of Altair ibn La'ahad, an assassin from the Crusades. The Templars wanted the location of something known as a Piece of Eden, an ancient artifact capable of bending people to their will. Once the Templars had what they were looking for, they decided my usefulness had come to an end. But Lucy saved me. Lucy. When things were at their worst, she revealed herself to be an assassin and helped me escape. I was hoping that would be the end of my misadventures. But we were just getting started. Back into another Animus I went. Now, I'm reliving the memories of Ezio Auditore da Firenze, my ancestor from the Renaissance, searching for a path forward. Through the bleeding effect, I'm becoming an assassin in more than just name. It will come in handy as the Templars prepare to enslave us all. They found us. They've crashed our hideout and we're fleeing the scene looking for a place to hide. Only there isn't any and time is running short. My name is Desmond Miles, and this is my story.
How did you find me?
Mario Auditore, let me hear.
Rebecca, what's going on?
I have to run some diagnostics. I'll get back to you.
Oh, I think I know what's up. We had something similar at the start of Assassin's Creed 1. We were trying to access a specific memory, but couldn't until we'd accessed other ones that were chronologically earlier. I'm thinking this is something similar.
We can do that. The rest is up to you.
What? Who is Desmond? I don't understand. Please, wait. I have so many questions.
And she's gone. So much for a second date, eh, Ezio? And we resume immediately where Assassin's Creed 2 left off, and with quite a bit of money, as well as in Altair's armor, which... This is actually the reason why I chose to do things the way I did. In regards to spending all those hours doing the puzzles in order to get the seals for Altair's armor in AC2 because of the continuity, and I thought it would feel a little weird to be wearing this at the beginning of Brotherhood if we hadn't bothered to collect it here. Ah, yes. Roddy's staff. I'd like that as a souvenir, thank you very much. But apparently the staff disagrees with that assessment. What the hell? Seriously, what is going on in this place? All of this is in the Vatican? Well, that is weird as
Better
shit.
in the hands of the earth than in the hands of man.
Oh look,
Uncle.
it's our favorite
What
uncle.
can I say? We sent a single man against an entire army. I was worried. Quick, climb up. We have to get out of here.
And he still won't tell us where Luigi is. And he still doesn't want to tell us where Luigi got off to. Seriously, Uncle, way to keep the good shit to yourself, honestly.
You would not believe the things I have seen, Mario.
Then be sure to stay alive that I might hear of them.
I expect opposition.
And I expect the Borgia to mourn the loss of many lives tonight.
Okay, let's get her running. Time to get out of here and please start with some parkour because it's been too long since I've been able to leap from rooftop to rooftop and I kind of miss it. Oh great, the locals.
God will see you pay for your crimes. You have desecrated the sanctity of this holy place.
You condemn what you do not understand.
We must go, Ezio, now.
Yeah, I've had enough of the locals.
Turn away from them.
Then get the fuck out of my way. You could have followed my example and just shoved through them
Did
diplomatically,
Rodrigo
Uncle.
manage to hurt you?
Barely. My armor blunted his attack.
Well, apparently the locals don't feel too much like starting anything. I'm not gonna complain about that because I wasn't looking forward to having to kill priests
Be ready to fight.
because they decided they didn't like us for some reason or
What are you
another.
doing?
Saving you from the look of things.
Not bad for an old man.
Agreed. You still have some skill.
Buona questa.
Excellent. Good one. Impressive.
I'm right here. Are you ready to die?
Okay. You can die. And let's get out of here. Yeah. There they go. To GTFO. And Uncle, could you free run a little better so that I don't have to run into your ugly ass on the way? That would be real nice, yeah? Ah, yes. Professionalism. Clearly, we are the most professional free runner out here, yeah? Well, they're not being too much of a challenge. I don't mind that, to be honest, though. Oh, hurry it up, Uncle. Curiously, he is apparently not very good at ceasing to get in our way. I think Uncle Mario must be a little out of practice. Hence why he keeps knocking us to the ground. It's not us that's screwing up, clearly. It's Uncle Mario. If he wasn't so bad at ceasing to knock us down, then this would have been a lot faster and a lot less painful.
This decision is yours alone to make. Only do so quickly.
What are we deciding? If we're dropping it in the river?
Give it to me. You can do with it as you will later.
That seems like a fairly dumb thing to do, if you ask me. And, oh yeah, time to jump. First leap of faith of the game. Nowhere near the last, of course.
Then Minerva talked about the sun. She told of a disaster that occurred long ago, and another that is coming.
Sometime far in the future, Vero? Then we need not worry about it.
See. Perhaps our work is finished.
Would that be so bad?
Well, if that were the case, then this would be one short game.
We upgraded the arsenal while you were away.
Ah, and it is now customary for you to fire cannonballs at visitors.
My apologies. We only installed them a few days ago. My men are still being trained in their use.
Okay. That's interesting. So, we're starting to get into... That's right, because the era in history we're starting to hit in these games around the time when firearms and gunpowder weapons in general are becoming a bit more widespread. Rather than nice to see them making the point to emphasize that, even if Ezio does not appreciate being shot at, though he does appreciate being very popular with the locals.
It's good to be home.
Two of them.
This place just keeps getting better.
Thanks to you.
Brother!
Claudia. It is good to be home. How is Mother?
She's fine. I heard you were returning, but I'm glad to see it with my own eyes. The Contessa of Forli is here to welcome you. I had no idea you were so famous.
Katarina? Here?
Is it finished then? Is the Spaniard truly dead?
Gather the others in Mario's study tonight. I'll explain everything there.
Steel yourself, Ezio. They will have many questions.
Claudia, tell the Contessa I look forward to seeing her this evening.
Okay. Okay. I'm not actually going to bother to read the entries on people from the last game, but I will scroll through them so you can pause the game and read them yourself if you're that interested. These are all things that we got in the last game, I'm pretty sure. Even if there is some updated information. That is. But now, we're not heading straight in to continue on with things. We have some local matters to attend to. Just some time to basically chill around the villa.
Always get stuck with this.
Take care of things around here.
This box is heavy. Cazzo!
That's going to be what we'll do next. I have to admit though, I really like the
men in this town are no
little
better
touch
than
of...
An army should be helping.
I really do like that little touch of the ride into the village with the villa rather with Mario, and how they show Ezio's relationship with Claudia. It's really nice.
He's going to murder me. I have lost his favorite horse.
Do not despair. I will bring it back.
God bless you, Ezio.
Okay. Now we are a horse chaser, it seems. So, Mr. Horsey. Apparently Mario's favorite horse is not too keen on Ezio. This could take a bit of time. There we go. Quite the rowdy little animal that our uncle likes, it would seem. A rowdy little animal.
Here.
Grazie, Ezio. I can no longer keep up with the horses. Promise me you will enjoy your good health. Do not spend as much time in battle as your Uncle Mario.
My battles have already been won.
That is good news. Arrivederci, Ezio.
Much as Ezio would probably wish that to be the case, sadly, no, his battles have not already been won. As I said, if that were the case, then this would not be a very long game, and it most certainly is a relatively long game, so our battles have not been won. But let's move on to task numero dos, shall we?
Need some help.
Salve.
So many flowers. Your husband must be very lucky.
I am the lucky one. I have you here to aid me.
Let me see what I can do.
Back there, I may have given you the wrong impression.
Oh?
I have no husband. The flowers are for a party.
Am I invited?
To Claudia Auditori's birthday party in the villa. If you are willing to help me again, I need someone with class to accompany me.
What makes you think I have class?
I could tell the moment I saw you. No one in this town walks with such bearing. I'm certain Ezio Auditori himself would be impressed.
Oh? What do you know of Ezio?
Claudia
Oh,
thinks the
this
world
is
of him,
so
but he
funny.
rarely visits her. From what I gather, he's distant.
She is right. I have been.
Oh no. You? The party was intended to be a surprise. Promise you will not tell Claudia.
What will you do to keep me quiet?
I am sure I can think of several things.
I'll be waiting to
Several,
hear them when we
eh?
get there.
Oh, that is just so hilarious. Oh, by the way, I'm Ezio, did you know that? That is so funny.
Now about earning my silence.
I have something in mind. There is one condition.
Anything.
You must wait until tomorrow.
If it pleases you, I will not stand in your way.
It will be worth the wait, Ezio. Trust me.
Yes. Well, this is Ezio, so I think we know what he is asking about. After all, it wouldn't be Ezio if he didn't sleep with any woman with a pulse that he met, right? Well, except for that bitch that Duccio was cheating on our sister with. Why would we want to get involved with someone like that, after all? Oh, yes, lifts. I love these things. They just make traveling around so much more enjoyable. And faster, too. And faster. But now, before we head back inside and continue the story, we have one more thing to do. We got to talk to these mercenaries and get the cannon calibrated.
So, these are the new cannons?
Yes, Signor Ezio.
May I try one?
Yes, but... Go on, tell him. We cannot seem to make them work properly, and the fool who mounted them is nowhere to be found.
Then it is up to me to find him.
We do not want to waste your time.
It is not any trouble. I have all the time in the world now.
For the moment, anyways. Sadly, us having all the time in the world is going to cease being a thing rather shortly. For plot reasons, of course, and apparently their cannon man is just around the corner taking a nap on the hard stone floor. Well, to each his own, but I would have gotten myself a mattress if I was going to go and take a nap, really. Apparently he's not so
Salve,
picky.
Messere. We need you to fix the cannons on the battlements.
Leave me be. I do not begin repairs before noon.
Do you know what time it is?
I make cannons, not clocks.
If you are busy, someone else will fix them.
Uno momento. No one else will touch my cannons. Soldiers have no respect for artillery. They expect a gun to work like magic. You need to feel her out. Give her a little encouragement. We are only equipped with simple cannons now, but I got
Dude,
hold
we're
of a
talking
design from
about
France.
guns,
A hand
not a
Something
dancer.
called a wrought iron murderer. Imagine firing a cannon from your hands. That is the future.
Well, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Well, let's see what these two messed up.
What have you done? We used them. They were not ready for firing. You could have gotten us all killed. Let me see.
His breath is more fatal than our cannons.
Only when you two fools are shooting them. There, try it.
I like that guy. He is such a snarky bastard, I can't
Here's
help but
something
love
to test
him.
the alignment.
Can't help but love him. He's just such a snarky bastard. He really is.
The aim mechanism is fine. The problem must be behind the cannon.
Are you giving me lip, sir? You better not be giving me lip. Oh well, I suppose, given he's the only one who can calibrate our cannons, we should probably tolerate a little bit of attitude. Even if it does kind of annoy me.
Perfecto! At least someone here knows how to shoot. Now, for the other one.
I must go.
Thanks for your help. If you hear the cannons tomorrow, do not worry. We will be practicing at dawn.
Too bad it will not do you any good.
Very funny. Now fix the second cannon.
I can tell they get along great. Clearly. They just have such a great rapport with each other, don't they? Ezio, what is wrong with you? You climb the ladder, you do not jump it. Is it that difficult a concept to grasp? Really? Apparently so. Else he would not have done that.
Can I borrow your screwdriver?
Thank you, man. anyways, it's time for us to head on in, I think. Well now, I think it's time for us to continue on, so we'll head on in, and I'm going to be quiet for a good while because this is a fairly story-heavy set of cutscenes. I don't want to be interrupting. So I will talk to you once we are through that.
Buongiorno, Ezio.
Caterina, to what do I owe the pleasure of your presence here?
I desire an allegiance. The papal armies have resumed their march on Forli. Your mercenaries would be a great asset to my cause.
It is likely that I can give you what you seek. But we will talk later. Mother. Machiavelli. It is done. Though not, I think, as any of us expected. I entered the Vaticano and faced Rodrigo. No! He used the power of the papal staff against me, but I defeated him. Combining the staff and the apple, I gained access to the vault. There, a moving painting of the goddess Minerva spoke. She told of a terrible tragedy to befall mankind in the future, but gave hope of lost temples that will provide aid to humanity. And then she called out to a phantom, Desmond, as if he were there, standing beside me. After her warning, she vanished.
Amazing.
I cannot imagine such wonders.
The vault did not house the terrible weapon we feared. This is good news.
What of this goddess, this Minerva? Did she appear human?
Yes, but her words proved otherwise. All of her kind died many years ago. I wish I could show you the magic she performed.
Who is Desmond, and where are these temples Minerva spoke of?
I do not know.
Perhaps we must search for them.
Tell me how it ended with Borgia. Did Rodrigo beg forgiveness? Make excuses? Promise power in return?
No. None of those things.
Interesting. I'm surprised he remained so composed.
I let him leave.
The Spaniard lives? Once our enemies are dead, we can speak of vaults and gods and ancient places. You should have killed him. We're sure to suffer for it.
I am not here to debate the past. Together, we should discuss the future.
No. I am leaving immediately for Roma.
Ezio, I do not know why you spared him, but I trust your judgment. Machiavelli will come around.
Well, it was certainly an encounter. And can I just say, Machiavelli, you are a major douchebag. You really are. I am not a fan. I am not a fan. Seriously, you don't like what you hear, so you walk out on us. I move that we kick him from the assassins for being a twat. Or I would, but probably no one would actually agree with me on that. And actually, I think I am going to end this first episode here. Because next, we're very shortly off when some major story events are going to start picking up, which is going to lead to, I happen to know, a return to the real world and Desmond. So that is going to take a good while, since this particular bit of real world stuff takes some time to get through. And just in general, I'm less of a fan of the real world stuff compared to the historical Assassin's Creed things. But also, just before when things start to take a major turn and we get into the story proper, feels like an appropriate stopping point for my first episode. Of course, by the time you're seeing this, I probably got the entire series recorded, because that's just how I start doing things lately. So if you happen to have left any advice, chances are it won't be having an impact until I decide to do Assassin's Creed Brotherhood again. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time for the continuation of Ezio's retirement party in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. See you then, folks. I'll see you then. Ta-ta for now.